Come, come. Up, up. Oh, now she's not going to do it. Come. Maya. She's looking at you. Come. Oh, Bobby. She's hiding behind your leg. Maya, it's your birthday. Come, come, on the table, please. Maya, up. Come, up. Come, come. Up, up. And up. Good girl. This is Maya. She's a mini Groodle. Regular once a month wash. Today she's having a bath and tidy up, a hygiene tidy up. So we'll trim her feet, her bum, her stomach, tail, ears, eyes, and tidy up on the inside of her ears. And full wash and dry, keeping her relatively long for the winter. And she won't have a clip until September. So she loves a bath and no tie-ups, no nothing. She jumps in and loves it. Let's get started. You alright? Loves a treat. Lollies. So if you can see in here, you'll see I've already started, but Maya has very, very small ear holes and the hair in her ears catches all the wax. You can probably see it better on this side. Can we turn please, Bobby? Yep. See, if you look in there, you'll see how thick that is. She's got a very small ear canal, very hairy. It catches all the wax and doesn't allow the ear hole to breathe, and causes ear infections if you don't maintain the hair and trim the hair. And we don't really pluck hairs out of the ear holes anymore. Try not to, because it leaves open the hair follicles, causing more infections. So we'll just trim all the hair around there, pull as many as we can out lightly like that, and then snip them off and just keep it as clean as we possibly can to keep her ears under check. Good girl, Maya. She is awesome, never complains about anything. Shake. Hello, hello. How are ya? Say hello, Maya. Hey, buddy. Good girl. See, it's not so bad. Her ears are actually in really good nick this month. A lot of the times they have a really bad smell and they're full of black wax. So we just want to peel out as much as we can, don't pull too hard. You're going to keep the ear hole open. And just run on the inside. Trim off as much as we can. Oh, you're a good girl. So we've just cleared up the bridge of the eyes here, and I won't do the top until after the blow dry. I'll get this all fluffed, the fluffiness out, and we checked for knots. There's no knots or dreadlocks. I've already trimmed her bum, and we'll just quickly do her belly now. Grab the one leg, lift up, and we trim the hair on the belly because it's how they cool down. And they tend to lie in puddles of mud through winter, the park. When they overheat from running, they'll find a muddy puddle to lie down and cool themselves down. And we tend to leave the stomach relatively short to not get them to overheat. Good girl. And we get the bath ready. It's all being cleaned and sanitized. Get the hot water in there. She's ready to go. We'll do the feet after the bath. You don't really do too much on the feet before the bath because they're so dirty and full of sand. you don't want your really expensive good scissors that you use to trim the feet, dealing with all the dirt and sand and stuff that comes with dog's feet. So we'll do the feet after the bath once she's all nice and clean. You ready? Get you all fluffy? Yeah. Let's go. Good girl. Oh. You're not going that way. You're going in here. Don't drink that. Oh, you could. Okay. Check the water temp, make sure it's all nice and warm. A little bit of water. Now we're going to scrub that shampoo in. Get it all nice and foamed up. Mini Groodles are a very common dog these days. It's a golden retriever crossed with a poodle. Beautiful dogs, perfect house pet. They don't molt hair. They're of a larger size. She's actually relatively small. A lot of people say mini Groodle, but they push the 45 kilo mark. So Maya's actually pretty small, which is great. Not many issues with these dogs like we have with the bulldogs. The mini Groodle's a great family companion. They're really good with children and families and other dogs. They get along really well. Very smart. They don't molt hair and hypoallergenic. Good for people with asthma and problems like that. Really, really smart companion dogs. You can train them to do just about anything. They are a part of the golden retriever family though, so you do have to watch how much you feed them. You are in charge of how much your dog eats per day and what they eat per day. The golden retriever, the Labrador and the Beagle are the three who you have to be really careful. You have to monitor how much they eat. They cannot stop themselves. It has been known for Beagles to overeat and cause serious problems. So when you own a golden retriever, Labrador or Beagle, you are in charge on their daily consumption. Do not think that because the dog's asking for food that you need to feed them. Most dogs only need about 350 grams of meat and protein a day. Bit of kibble if you want, and some carrots and sweet potatoes, a raw egg or something like that. They really don't need to be pushing the 1 kilo a day mark. I see too many. Oh, thank you, Maya. Everyone's having a shower today. Yeah, the golden retriever, the Labrador and the Beagle will always come up to you asking for food. They are not hungry. It's just something in their bloodline. Will always want to keep eating. So you have to be in charge and say, no, you've had enough today and that's enough. Deer antlers are actually a really, really good long-lasting treat for them to chew and eat on and quench that hunger. There's not much in the deer antler, but they love the marrow inside it. And marrow bones are actually really, really good from the butcher. They're full of all the amino acids and glucosamine that a dog needs to keep themselves healthy. As the dog gets older, a lot of people do bone broth because they can't eat the bone itself or they can't chew on the marrow bone, so they'll do bone broth to get those vitamins and minerals in their dog at an older age. She doesn't have any ear infections at the moment, doing very good, but we have to be super careful not to get any water in the ear. You can put a cotton wool bud in the ear canal to stop any excess water getting in there, but she doesn't move around or thrash around or carry on at all, so she's probably been with me for I don't know, over 5 years now I've been doing Maya. She's regular once a month, wash and tidy up and haircut every 3 months, and loves a treat, and very, very lucky that her guardians, her mum and dad, are amazing. And she's found a very, very lucky home. She gets very spoiled, this one. And why not? Having a bubble bath today. We're going to need some extra rinsing. Alright, now we're going to rinse. Let that water drain out. Some fresh warm water. Check your temperature first. It's always good to put the hot water on your forearm or the inside of your wrist. Make sure you don't have the water too hot. You definitely notice the difference if the water's too cold. If your water's too cold, the dog will definitely tell you. It'll start jumping around and then shaking a lot more than regular and trying to escape the bath. A lot of people wash their dogs in their backyard with a cold hose and traumatises the dog and makes my job a lot harder. So definitely please use warm water. Good girl, Maya. Maya loves swimming in the puddles at the park and having a run and slide in mud puddles. We've definitely had some days where she's covered in mud, so loves laying in it. Just want to wring out as much water as you can. It saves a lot of time on your blow drying. As much as you can squeeze out. Obviously don't squeeze too hard, but just bring them out and then she'll shake it. Good girl. You ready? Oh, he's a good booby. Gonna shake again? Gonna shake? Okay, we'll do your ears. A lot of people are buying these mixed poodle breeds. They're very, very good. I don't blame them. They don't molt hair, they're very smart. But just be careful when someone says mini Groodle or mini Labradoodle. Please do your research and check the bloodlines of the parents. A lot of the times these people say mini, try and charge that little bit extra because you're getting a small version of a large dog, and then a year later you find out that you've got a 55 kilo Labradoodle. So I've definitely had a lot of customers been swindled with the not so mini. But Maya's beautiful, she knows the drill. Can you shake? Good girl. You want lollies, don't you? Okay. Sit. Can you sit? Sit. Can you shake? Can you shake? Can you shake? Come on, you can shake. There you go. It's a chicken and sweet potato wrap. Sweet potato is really good for dogs. Carrots are very good too. It's considered fibre, not starch. So sweet potatoes, carrots, very good for your dog's digestive system. I give my dog a raw egg and a sweet potato for breakfast every morning, so it's a good way to start the day for them. What is it? You know exactly what's going on. Another towel? Do your head a bit more? Thank you. I know you good girl. I'm gonna make you extra fluffy. Okay? So it's a good idea to cut the nails straight after the bath. The foot's clean, the hair's wet. So when the hair's wet, it clumps up and you can see the nail a lot better. here you want to see the wick starts about there. So you want to push the nail, push the pad down and get your flat. And then I use this finger as a guide. And just take the tip off. You don't want to, I know some people like to go really close. Personally, I always leave like a 2-3 mil gap. There's no point in trying to push it that extra 2 millimeters to get closer to the wick, and then you accidentally cut the wick. The dog will never let you cut its nails again. It takes a long process for them to trust you with their feet and their nails. Some customers message me and say, you know, you haven't cut my dog's nails as short as possible. It's up to the groomer how much you want to push your trade and your dog. When they're on the table, they're your dog. They've got to do as told and stuff like that. And I would prefer to use the buffer, the Dremel grinder, to just get it that little bit closer instead of using like a proper pair of clippers. Really not worth the risk. If you've ever tried to cut your own dog's nails at home, you'll know that it's very difficult and it takes a long time for a dog to trust you doing what I'm doing right now. You can keep shaving off a little bit at a time to get closer, but you're better off getting something like this, which is just a rechargeable electric nail grinder. And then you just grab the foot like this and it tickles because it's obviously vibrating, and you just again push the pad, get the nail down, and we're just going to grind the tip off. You can grind that down as low as you want, obviously not until the wick, but it leaves a much nicer edge on the nail, so there's not that sharp edge of being fresh cut. A lot of elderly customers don't like their dog's nails because they'll scratch them and cut their skin and stuff, so buffing nails is, you know, part of the job. And again, it takes a lot of time for them to trust you doing stuff like this. And we'll just double check. Yep, they're very short. I'm just taking the tip off, a nice rounded edge. I know, it tickles. There you go, all done. I don't tend to worry about the back ones too much because they normally grind their back nails down on the pavement, and they normally scratch people with the front claws. I can do the back ones if needed, but we'll wait till after the blow dry and I trim your feet and stuff. Ooh, you ready? Put your hoodie on. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Last one, and then we start the blow dry, okay? That's all I got. Alright, so now we're finished with the dry. The dry is definitely very, very important to dry your dog properly. Leaving them just a little bit wet will make them smell like a wet dog the next day, so drying is just as important as the wash, as we've said in the past. Now we brush, brush, brush. Oh, she's come up super soft today. Extra fluffy. She's rocking a long coat for winter. Normally during summer and spring we have her a lot shorter because she loves to roll in the mud. And she's rocking the long winter coat at the moment. I'm totally knot free. I'm so happy. Not one knot anywhere. No dreadlocks. She's doing great. Extra fluffy today. Not quite finished. Turn, please. Dun, 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 dun. Good girl. Oh, you good girl. It's pretty cool when you can make a living off a job that you enjoy. Me personally, I used to wear a suit and a tie and be one of those penguins catching the bus to the city every day, sitting behind a desk and getting yelled at by people that I've never met. So yeah, didn't think in high school with all the diplomas and degrees and stuff that I'd become a dog groomer, but without doubt best job I've ever had. Love it every day. Well, yeah, I love it. The owner really likes her at this length of hair, and I don't mind this length of hair, but you've got to brush between grooming sessions. You can't expect miracles to happen. Yeah. Once a month you have to brush yourself in between washes. Oh, fluffy. I just need your face to dry a little bit more and then we can do some blending. Doesn't like the blow dryer in the face too much, so just keep brushing, separate the hair, helps it dry, and by the time you finish doing all the feet and the trimming and stuff, you get back to the face and it's properly dry. I don't have cage drying, I have to use the velocity dryer, so my favourite breed to groom like haircuts. Probably the mini schnauzer. The schnauzer. They look like a proper gentleman with their eyebrows and the beard, and that. I can do the West Highland Terrier. I can do that haircut pretty good too. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I probably do about 15 to 20 cavoodles a week. A lot of cavoodles around at the moment, which is fine. I really like how they look. I mean, there are female versions, but I like the manly look of the schnauzer at the end with the beard and the eyebrows and all that stuff, and very thick, coarse hair. It's probably the best haircut for me. The dogs that have the super thin, straight hair are very hard to groom. If you make one mistake, it's very visible because the hair's dead straight. But they're all good in their own way. Like the smaller they go, the harder it is. Yeah. So like your teacups and mini ones, they're very hard because they're so low to the table that your equipment is bigger than the dog. So it makes life harder. English Staffordshire Terrier. Best dog on the planet. For me. They're a companion dog. They were used in World War I and II, and they came from an English town called Staffordshire, which was a mining town, and each staffy would be tied to a miner, and they couldn't regulate the gases in the mines, and the miners would faint, and the staffy was there to lick them in the face and get them back to work. They are very, very good with humans. Not so good with other dogs, depends. There are no bad dogs, there's only bad humans really, so. Come on, sit. Thank you, sit. There you go. Thank you. Floofy. Like I said, the smaller they are, the harder they are. Again, it's just because people buy small dogs and they don't do any disciplinary training at young ages. They buy these little dogs and they're like, oh, it's so little, it's so cute. And then they do no training. Wait till the dog gets 2 years old and go, oh my god, I've got a psychotic dog, he's really aggressive and it's crazy. Well, you should have done some training when he was a puppy. We're all finished today. She's had a bath and dry and hygiene tidy up. And we'll just add a new little bow tie. She gets a butterfly and a collar. She's all nice and fluffy. Like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Let's go, Maya. Oh. You ready? You can carry it? You got it? Alright, you carry it. Good girl. Let's go. Thank you.